Hey guys, it's JaaackJack and welcome back to my channel. Today we are trimming my hair. This was a huge request to show how I trim my hair, so that's what today's video is going to be. So this is the before. I straighten my hair and I'm going to cut my hair dry. I feel like adding layers in dry hair is so much easier than adding layers in wet hair. So when I typically trim my hair, I will keep my hair wet because trimming like the ends, it's easier to do that when your hair's wet. But for layers, I can't for the life of me add layers in wet hair. So we have dry hair and straightened hair. So I'm gonna show you guys what I do to add some layers and give my hair some personality, because right now she's very boring. She's very boring, not much going on. And also the reason I love having layers, just adds more volume, adds more life to your hair. But when you curl your hair, you have more voluminous curls, versus if your hair is all one length, your curls are just gonna like be right here at the bottom. That's it, because nothing else is gonna be happening up here. You can watch my last hair curling video to see what I mean. So I'm gonna do a voiceover for this video. So without further ado, let's go ahead and jump into today's video and I'll show you how I add layers into my hair. So for this, you'll need a comb, a brush, a claw clip, and some cutting shears. No little kid scissors here. And then of course a trash can to catch all the hair. So the first thing I'm gonna do is brush out my hair, get rid of any knots and tangles. And I know it's really hard to see because my hair is so dark, so I kind of adjusted the coloring here, but you can see the gradual layers that I currently have. This is from the last time that I cut my hair, so we're just gonna kind of refresh this. So I'm starting with the front piece of my hair like this, and I want my layers to start at my chin area. So I'm gonna grab my shears, kind of hold the hair to my chin, and then just sort of slightly cut and drag down like this. And so you can see that wasn't a ton of hair that we cut off, but even just comparing that one little snip to the other side, you can see the difference that one cut already made. And so I'm gonna do the same thing, taking the hair right behind that and then sort of finishing off where you see the layers end. Again, this is really hard to see with my hair because it's so dark and I'm backlit, which is epic fail on my part as a YouTuber. So I'll fix that in a second here. But where you see the layers end, that's where you want to just continue on. So then when you have all your hair down, you can see this natural slope to your hair. There's nothing choppy or like super uneven. It just has this gradual fade down into the longest part of your hair. And so now what I'm doing here is taking my comb and sectioning off the hair that's like right at my ear and really focusing on this area. So I'm gonna do the same thing I did the last two snips. I'm gonna find where the layers end and just continue on cutting in that like kind of slope angle. You can see here, I'll change the lighting again. You can see that gradual slope and fade into the longest part of my hair. And here I finally decided to switch sides and have the natural lighting face me. Common sense, come on Jackie. You can see a lot better here, the fade and the layers in my hair. So now I'm just going to do the same thing on the next side. And this is how I hold my scissors. I feel like it's a lot easier. And another little tip is that I am not snipping, like I'm not closing my scissors, if that makes sense. So I'm doing like the tiniest little snips. You don't have to move your fingers too much when you're holding your shears, like just tiny little snips as you're going down your hair. Because if you do one big like chop and close your scissors all the way, you're gonna cut off a big chunk of hair, and then you're gonna have a moment like I did like 2 years ago when I ruined my hair. What did I just do? Yeah, so we definitely don't want a repeat of that. So definitely don't close your scissors all the way, just tiny little slips as you drag it down at an angle like this. So with your hair sectioned from your ears forward, you want to make sure everything is matching up, it's aligned on both sides, and it's looking even, and then you can let your hair down and you'll see these very soft, natural layers in your hair. And feel free to stop here. You can be done and be good to go. I'm taking it one step further, so I'm going to section my hair from kind of like my eyebrow up, and I'm going to repeat the same process, focusing on the hair that's in front of my ear, which I know we already did, but I want them to be a little more voluminous. So I'm gonna continue adding layers, focusing on the hair that's in front of my ear, if that makes sense. But I'm just gonna keep adding more layers until I am satisfied, but feel free to be done with it with those first tips that I shared. So I'm gonna repeat this process with a few more layers going down my hair horizontally, but it's literally the same process. But cutting your hair in this way, or like adding layers this way, is still gonna keep the length, and I think that's the most important part. A lot of times when we wanna cut our hair or give it a refresh, we still wanna keep the length, and by doing it this way, you will. That's how much hair we cut off, but look, we still have the length, and it has so much more life and volume compared to how it looked in the beginning of this video. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video and found it helpful, and I will see you guys next time. Bye!